These are our new employees. They're extremely well qualified.
Well, with so many smaller fashion houses laying off workers, we're hiring people with enough experience to start right away.
That's exactly what we need.
I developed this picture board system to introduce you to your new staff members. I'll leave it with you.
All right, good.
Well, I've got an interview to conduct.
Chester, how many more positions are there to fill?
Just 3. Shipping, sewing, and the mailroom.
Good work, Chester. Thanks.
All right. Yes, sir.
Every other company in this industry is cutting back, and we're on a hiring spree.
No one could have predicted how well your collection was going to do.
I knew it was going to be big, Dad, but my God.
The Believe fabric's the best thing that's happened to Forrester.
Yeah, Brooke really came through for us.
So did you.
Thank you. What do you think of Brooke coming back here?
Well, obviously, she wanted to come home to have her baby.
She could have done that in France. Her family's there.
Yeah. What do you make of her coming back?
I imagine she wants to settle this paternity issue.
I'd like it settled, too.
I know with everything going on in her life right now, she hasn't had time to think about it.
She hasn't.
So maybe we should.
I have.
Really?
I have a friend who knows a great deal about this sort of testing.
Who?
Tracy Peters. She's head of pathology at Mulholland Hospital.
How did you broach the subject?
Well, I asked her to help us with this paternity test.
You didn't give her the details of Brooke's pregnancy, did you?
I told her that the father was either you or me. I felt I had to.
Oh, my God, Dad. What happens if the press gets a hold of this one?
Ridge, I trust Tracy completely.
She agreed to do the tests.
All we have to do is wait for the baby to be born, which shouldn't be very much longer now.
Brooke. Well, everything appears to be normal.
Well, that's good news.
I'd say you'll be delivering in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. Of course, it could come sooner and we wouldn't be too surprised.
No, I guess we wouldn't.
Are you ready for this baby?
Am I ready?
You seem preoccupied.
Well, you know how it is. There's a lot to be done.
But you're not alone. I know that Eric's going to give you all of the help that you need.
You probably don't realize this, but Eric and I are getting a divorce.
I've heard something to that effect, but knowing Eric, he would never abandon you at a time like this.
If you're talking about his sense of obligation, yes, I know I can depend on that.
Brooke, I don't know what the source of your marital problem is, but I can just about guarantee your husband feels more than simple obligation.
Do you know that he's seeing another woman? Look, I'm not soliciting pity here, Dr. Robbins, but I do have to be aware of the realities. And one of those realities may be that I'm on this project alone.
Brooke, you are not alone. The Forresters would never do that to you.
Maybe I've done it to myself.
We've known each other a long time, so let me say this to you, and this is very important. Your primary obligation right now is delivering a healthy baby. Stress is a negative in that regard. It's unhealthy for you. It's unhealthy for the child.
I know, Doctor, but I can't help myself.
Yes, you can, and you must.
I am bringing my child into the world without a father, and that makes me feel very anxious.
What do you mean? Of course the baby has a father. Okay, your husband's getting a divorce. He's seeing another woman. I know you have these problems, Brooke.
No,
but you have
it has nothing to do with Eric and Sheila. It goes far deeper than that.
Would you like to talk about it?
It has to do with Stephanie and something she told me. And I just pray to God that it isn't true.
She is. No, you don't have to tell her that I called. I was just wondering if she was working today. Thank you. Dr. Tracy Peters, Chief of Pathology. God, who are you, Tracy? And why are you meeting secretly with Eric? Well, I think it's about time I found out.
the bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by Bounce. It stops static before static stops you.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where the lab is?
You go down that hall and make a right, then all the way down to the end.
Okay, great, thanks.
Who are you looking for?
Dr. Peters.
That's her office, right over there.
Really?
Yes,
Is she in?
I believe so.
Great, thank you.
Come in.
Dr. Peters?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sheila Carter. I met you the other day in Eric Forster's office.
Of course. What can I do for you?
Not too much longer. That's not very specific.
I assume Brooke will deliver right around Christmas.
Yeah, well, with all these guessing games, it's driving me nuts.
I think it's pretty important that you and I keep our heads about it. It'll only upset Taylor if she thinks this is getting to you.
Oh, I know. How are you and Sheila doing?
Well, we're handling this as best we can.
It's a lot of stress to put on a new relationship.
Sheila's a very strong woman.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt that she's totally flipped over you.
I'm still a married man, Ridge.
You and Brooke are getting a divorce.
But we still live under the same roof together, with our son. I don't want to start a new sexual relationship until that changes.
So you're telling me that you and Sheila don't,
She and I share a very intimate and loving relationship, but no, we don't.
It's got to be tough.
It is, but I think it's worth it.
You always were the romantic.
Yeah, well, like father, like son.
Sometimes I wonder how I managed to keep any romance in my marriage with all we've had to deal with lately.
I'm sure Taylor's helped you with all that.
Oh, she's been great. She's great.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, I sure am.
Well, you and I are going to need more than luck and strength to get through the next couple of weeks. Once the paternity of this child is decided, one of our lives is going to change dramatically. One of us is about to become a father, Rid. We both have to accept that possibility.
Stephanie Forrester said something to you,
Yes.
and it's giving you a lot of concern.
I never should have gone to see her. But then, my God, for the first time, maybe she's right.
About what?
About me and what I'm facing.
Brooke, I don't know what you're going through. I don't know the details, but I know this. You are very vulnerable right now. You shouldn't be arguing with Stephanie or anyone.
It's not a matter of arguing.
Then what is it?
Doctor, this really has not been an easy pregnancy. I mean, there are complications that you know nothing about. And I've tried my best to put them behind me these last 9 months.
And you've done very well up to a degree. I mean, until today, you were very positive, very hopeful. I thought you were looking forward to this child.
Yes, I was. So looking forward to it. Because of its father.
Because of Eric.
Oh, Doctor. I may have made the biggest mistake of my life. I'm sorry.
It's all right. But I'd like to know what you meant about this mistake you made.
I've been playing a very dangerous game, and I'm afraid it might have backfired. And
What?
if it did,
What kind of game?
I pretended not to care about my baby's father. I virtually ignored him for the last 9 months.
And now Eric has another woman.
Yes, Eric has another woman, too.
Have you talked to him about this mistake?
I was just so certain that if I played hard to get, he would find me more appealing. And I really thought it was working. Until after what Stephanie said. that he didn't want to go to Europe. Do I believe her? I mean, she can't be lying, because if she was, I would find out, so she must be telling the truth. But God, how could Rich feel that way? I mean, this was our chance. This was our last big chance to be together and do something really wonderful together. But then maybe he has what he wants. And my baby and I, we have nothing. Oh, God, Doctor, I gotta get out of here.
Where are you going?
I really need to find out the truth. I have to see somebody.
Brooke, don't pressure yourself this way.
If Stephanie is right, stress and pressure are the least of my worries. Goodbye, Dr. Robbins.
You mentioned needing nurses, and I'd like to hear more about that.
You're interested?
I might be.
Wonderful.
I really love my job at Forrester, but I do miss my hospital work.
You found it fulfilling?
Yes. I felt I really made a difference in people's lives.
Well, sit down, Sheila. What part of the hospital did you work in?
I worked in ER, pediatrics, research, and the lab.
You realize this would only be on a part-time, on-call basis.
Well, anything that I could do to help out.
Eric Forrester is very lucky to have such a conscientious employee on his staff.
Well, he sets a very good example for us.
He's an extraordinary man.
Well, you seem to know him quite well. He did say that the two of you were friends. So if you don't mind me asking, how long have you known Eric?
Come in.
Hi. Are you busy?
Brooke, hi. I was hoping you'd stop by.
You were.
We haven't seen much of each other since you got back from Europe.
Well, it hasn't been much of a homecoming.
I'm sorry about all that business with Sheila.
It's been taken care of.
It has.
Yes, Sheila and I had a talk, so we understand each other now.
Good. Come on, sit down. How's the baby?
I just came from the doctor's office.
Yes? And?
We're in perfect health.
Good.
Won't be long now before he makes his grand entrance.
Oh, his grand entrance? Is it a boy?
Well, I don't know for sure. The sonogram was inconclusive.
Well, I'm glad. Actually, I think it's a lot more exciting when it's a surprise.
As if this delivery needs any more surprises.
You've been seeing the doctor regularly, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I've been very careful.
You've been handling all this very well, Brooke.
Have I?
It can't have been easy for you, going through all this alone.
Well, I haven't felt alone. Not until recently. I'm really frightened, Eric.
Why?
Because I may have to raise this child on my own.
Brooke, I would never abandon my own child.
What about his mother?
What about her?
Never mind. Oh, I really feel miserable. You know, I know this is all my fault, and I know I've put you through hell.
Brooke, where is all this coming from?
Something happened to me that really knocked the wind out of me.
What?
I know you care about her, Eric. But Stephanie really doesn't have a decent bone in her body.
Stephanie.
Yes, she asked me over.
What does she want?
She wanted to rake me over the coals. She said some things that were really horrible and really cruel.
Like what? What did she tell you?
She told me that Ridge decided not to accept the consortium's offer. I've been waiting for weeks, Eric, and I haven't heard a word from Ridge, and now I find out he has no intention of returning to Europe? Is that true, Eric? Could Ridge make up his mind and not have the decency of telling me? Could he do that to me?
It's hard to remember a time when Eric and I weren't friends.
Well, I understand the two of you are on the hospital board together.
Yes, Eric and I have always worked well together.
Well, I suppose you're both in the same organizations?
Yes, we are, since we run in the same social circles.
Then you must know about Eric and Brooke. How they're going through a divorce right now.
Yes. I'm surprised that he told you, since I know he hasn't confided in very many people.
Well, Eric and I work well together, too. So, is Eric currently involved in any special project here?
Not at this time, but I hope that won't keep you from working with us.
Oh, no, not at all. My interest in your hospital is, it's personal.
Well, good. Sheila, we could use all of the time that you can give us. Now, aside from your job, do you have any other scheduling constraints? Someone waiting for you at home?
Frankly, Brooke, I don't know what's been going on with Ridge.
He must have said something to you.
Well, I know that he and Taylor are considering this very carefully.
He and Taylor?
Well, she is his wife.
Well, this is a business deal.
It's a business deal that could possibly take Ridge overseas. Taylor's feelings about this are going to affect his decision.
Are you telling me he may decline this offer because of Taylor?
I think that's a possibility, yeah.
Eric, this deal is worth millions and millions of dollars.
That's not much consolation if it ends up costing him his marriage.
What?
I think you're continuing to underestimate Ridge's devotion to his wife.
He didn't call me. I'm about 9 months pregnant, maybe with his child, and he didn't call me to see if I was all right.
Brooke, he's been trying to work out this problem.
Well, I didn't realize there was a problem.
It's between him and Taylor.
Oh, this is none of my business? Is that what you're telling me?
Ridge has to weigh this offer very carefully.
Well, it's my offer too, Eric. It's Ridge's and mine. This is my business.
Ridge wants to do what's best here.
What about what's best for me?
I'm sure he's considering that too.
So the biggest career move of my life hangs in the balance because Taylor doesn't like it?
I think it's a little more complicated than that, Brooke.
I can't believe she would be selfish enough to destroy Ridge's career like this.
Ridge's future lies with Taylor.
No, Eric. Ridge's future lies with me in Europe. This is a once-in-a-lifetime deal. This could make him the most powerful fashion magnate in the world. He can't pass this up.
Well, if it comes down to the point of having to choose between the deal and his marriage, I don't know. I will tell you this. If Taylor weren't extremely important to him, he would have accepted the offer by now.
So you think he's going to decline, don't you? You agree with Stephanie. Well, no, I don't believe it. Not until Ridge tells me. I've got to find out, Eric. I really need to know the truth.
Are you asking me if I'm married?
I hope that's not too personal.
Well, why do you ask?
I assumed your interest in volunteer work meant that you didn't have a family to take care of.
Well, not yet.
Then you plan to have one.
Hopefully soon.
You're lucky. I've spent so much of my time working with families, it's kept me from having one of my own.
Then you're not married?
Not yet. But I haven't given up.
What exactly do you do, Dr. Peters?
I'm a genetics engineer specializing in prenatal genetics.
Prenatal genetics, really?
Are you interested in genetics?
Well, genetics is the study of life. I find it intriguing.
Well, I'd love to talk with you about it, but I have a meeting.
Well, we'll continue this another time. I think I could learn a great deal from you. In fact, you may have talked me into the idea of working here. I'm excited about it.
I hope so. Let me know as soon as you've decided.
I will. Thank you very much.
Logan, hi.
Do you have a minute?
No, actually I don't. Can it wait?
No, Ridge, it can't.